Hi there everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Tom Voyage. Now on today's episode we've got something a little bit different because as you can see here I've got a Kamado Joe, and these things are often used for cooking pizzas with this accessory, the classic DōJoe. Now the DōJoe is designed to turn your Kamado Joe into a proper pizza oven, so I've got one here. We're going to unbox it, set it up and do a cook and let you know what we think. Let's go. So the DōJoe from Kamado Joe. First of all, let's run through some of the features, what it says on the back here. So it says it fits all classic size Kamado Joes. They also make this for the big Joe size. It includes the pizza stone as part of this kit. It's easy to install and easy to maintain. It has a built-in support for the heat deflectors, and it avoids the need for lifting the lid, which is sometimes a problem with the Kamado Joes because all that heat's stored in the lid. As soon as you open it, you lose that heat. It eliminates the need to rotate the pizza because it gives a very even cook. And because of this letterbox design here on the front, it allows you to watch the pizza as it's cooking. So again, eliminates the need to keep opening and closing the lid. So let's get this thing unboxed and see how it looks. So here it is unboxed. It's made completely out of metal, and you can see from that wedge-shaped design, it's designed to just open the lid of the Kamado enough so you can cook the pizza and see it cooking inside. Also included here is what I'm assuming is the stone and some instructions on there to give you a recipe for the pizza dough and to give you some information on how to best set this up. So if we just move this to the side, you'll see that in this box here comes our pizza stone. So that's a nice size, probably ideal to cook a 12-inch pizza on this. Now the DōJoe here doesn't come with heat deflectors, but you are supposed to use them, so you can use the heat deflectors that come with your Kamado. So one goes in the front there, and then you install the second one in the back here. And then finally, the pizza stone goes on the top, like this. So that's the DōJoe all set up. As you can see, it was very quick and easy to do. There is a note on the top here that says do not exceed 700 degrees Fahrenheit. That's about 370 degrees Celsius. Now this is quite interesting because usually if you wanted to cook a Neapolitan style pizza, you want the oven at around 450 degrees or about 900 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's not designed to cook those really high temperature pizzas. This is probably going to be more geared towards your New York style pizzas, which take around 5 minutes to cook at a lower heat. Also thinking about the cost, it's not a cheap accessory. This one cost me £320 here in the UK, and the same model for the Big Joe costs around £370. So to set up our Kamado, we'll read the instructions here. It says make sure that your firebox is completely cleaned out. You need to fill it with about 5 pounds of lumpwood charcoal, and it also says to fill your firebox around 4 inches below the top of the edge. So to preheat the oven, we're going to do it without the DōJoe in. So we're going to open both vents fully, and then insert the DōJoe when this is up to temperature. So today I'm going to be shooting for a temperature of around 290 degrees Celsius, that's about 550 degrees Fahrenheit. So let's get the Kamado filled full of fuel, get it lit and see how long it takes to reach that temperature. So our firebox is filled up, so I'm going to use a couple of these style fire lighters buried in there to get things going. So with both vents fully open, we're now going to leave this Kamado to come up to temperature. So we're looking for a temperature of around 450 degrees Fahrenheit or 230 degrees centigrade before we're going to open this back up and insert the DōJoe. Now that should take anywhere between 20 minutes to 40 minutes depending on the fuel, so let's come back when it's ready. So the Kamado is now up to temperature, which is 450 degrees Fahrenheit. We're going to close the top vent fully and then open the bottom vent about halfway. We're then going to put the DōJoe onto the Kamado and then wait for another 15 minutes to let that come up to temperature. Whilst we've got the lid open as well, I'm just going to give those charcoals a stir around just to make sure everything's nice and well lit. And then sit the DōJoe in there as well. Now you will notice there's a latch on the top here. That's used only if you're using the Kamado Joe Classic 2. This is the Classic 3, so we don't need to use that. So we'll close the lid down, making sure that the top vent's closed full way, and wait for another 15 minutes to let the stone heat up. So the DōJoe has come up to temperature now. It's stabled at around 500. I would have liked it a little bit hotter, but this took around 20 minutes, so we think it's good enough for making a pizza. So here I've got a pepperoni and cheese pizza. So let's get it on and cook. But before we get it on, I'm just going to use this thermometer to check the stone temperature. So that's shooting at 270 degrees centigrade, which is probably around 500 degrees Fahrenheit, so sounds about right. So we're going to get this pizza going. So this is a 12-inch peel that I'm using on here, and it's about the right size for the opening on the DōJoe. So I'm expecting this cook to take around 4 to 5 minutes based on the temperatures that we've got. And during the cook, I'll probably turn it once or twice as well. So the pizza's been on for 2.5 minutes, so we're gonna take it out and turn it round. As you can see, it's starting to cook nicely there. Let's turn that round, pop it back on. So we've hit the 5-minute mark. Let's take it out, see how it looks. So it's looking good. We have lost a little bit of heat. I've noticed the temperature's dropped by about 10 degrees. Now for my liking, the base is looking good, but I like a bit more of a crispier crust on there. So I'm gonna leave it for a couple more minutes. So we've just hit the 7-minute mark, and I think we're looking about done. So there we go, that's a pepperoni pizza cooked on the DōJoe, and if I show you the underneath there, you should be able to see it's a nice crispy base. So let's cut into this and see how it tastes. So before we cut into this pizza, let's just look. The top crust is very nice. It's I usually like these pizza crusts to be done a little bit more on the top, but all the cheese is melted and the toppings are cooked, so that's good. If I show you the underneath there, you can see that the base is nice and crispy, which is what we want. So let's cut into this and give it a try. So we'll select a piece. As you can see, it's got a nice base on there. It's supporting those toppings well, but still enough that you can fold it and take a bite. That's really good. It's really nicely evenly cooked. The toppings are cooked really well and the crust is nice and crunchy, so absolutely no complaints at all. So what's my overall thoughts on the DōJoe from Kamado Joe? Well, if you've already got one of these ovens, I think it's a great accessory to have to make cooking pizzas easier. I like the fact it comes with the pizza stone and gives you this option to be able to see the pizzas without lifting the lid and losing all that heat. I also think that the quality of pizza that comes from this oven was really nice. There was a subtle smoky taste, obviously from the charcoal, and it cooked a nice even base as well. So a couple of things I'd like to mention. First of all is the temperature. I found it hard to get it up to anything above 500 degrees. Even with the bottom vent fully open, it stabilized around 500 degrees, and when we put that pizza on, it dropped about 20 degrees as well. Now that might have been due to the fact that when I lit it, I didn't put enough charcoal in, or maybe I could have let that heat up longer, but Another issue with this is if you wanted to add more charcoal, it's going to be quite difficult. You're going to have to take everything apart and then of course wait for it to come back up to temperature. But I've cooked a lot of pizzas on this Kamado before, the old-fashioned way where you would just lift the lid, and I kept finding that you would lose all that heat and it would take forever. So it's a really good addition if you've already got one of these Kamado Joe ovens. Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you found it useful. If you've got any questions or comments, you can leave them in the comments section below. If you wanted to buy one of these for yourself, you can check the links in the description. I've got those down there too. It doesn't cost any more money, but it helps me out with a little bit of commission and helps to support the channel. And of course, please join us next time for more pizza making videos. Thank you very much.